not have permission to go live. Why don't I have permission? Go live. Okay. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to keep it moving though. All right. Well, I was trying to go on the tip of the top, but it's not letting me go live. Oh, wait. Here we go. I don't know what just happened. Surface, microphone, go live. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. I guess I'm live. So I'm good to go here, good to go here, and I'm good to go here. Looks like Allah willing, hopefully everything is set. It looks like everything's going. So Islam, 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 Ism. I am here. And we are here, we are here, we are here for 30 minutes, more or less. Well, I'm looking rough today, but that's okay. It's the weekend. I'm about to go chill out for a minute and revive myself. I am Sister Tahita S. Najiola L of CalifaMedia.com, riseofthemoors.org and com, mercycharities.org and com, and certifiedmoorish.org and com. I am back for another Friday roundup where I try my best. I try my level best, but life does tend to get in the way sometimes. I try my best to come on each Friday to let Moors know what I got going on, and to let Moors know what I came across as far as what's going on in the world, i.e., listen to the radio and watch the news as we were commanded to do by Drew Ali. And you're going to see some interesting things coming. And it also serves the purpose of reassurance that victory is sure and victory is near. Excuse me, I need a sip of my hot beverage. So yeah, that's what this is. I do my best to come back every Friday, right? And I also do presentations every second and fourth Tuesday where I focus on business, because I have been running a Moorish business for 10 years. Since what? Actually, I guess it's more than 10 years now, because I started in 2014. So yeah. And I recently brought out a book. I'm just going to jump into it. Oh, that's dope. It's showing up on all three places. Take Your Places. Unfortunately, it's out of stock on TikTok, but it's out of stock everywhere. You can still order it if you go on my website, which you can get to if you go on the profile. And it's right there at the top. You can go on my website and get it. It's out of stock right now, but I got the email that they're getting ready to get shipped. So they should be here, Allah willing, sometime next week. And if you already ordered one that was back stocked, I ordered yours directly from the printer. So you won't have to wait for me to get it in-house and then me send it to you. Nope. They're printing mine and shipping them to me, and they're doing the same thing with you all at the same time. So you're going to get it direct from the printer. And I'm going to do my best to send y'all some goodies in the mail to thank you for your patience. So I appreciate that. So again, that's Take Your Places. I guess I'm jumping into the announcements already. All right, anyway, Take Your Places. And this goes along with my 508c1a toolkit. The book came about because people were asking me about the toolkit. So if you need a primer, you just want to be like, I need something, because I know how I write books for my people. I realize my people are purposely distracted. That's why I try to keep it thin. This was quite thicker. If you want to see my notes that I pulled this from, it's quite a bit. There's quite a lot to go to it, right? So, but for the sake of time, this is a primer. You can use this to set up your business. It does respect your intelligence, most surely. You will. It actually has in the beginning an editor's note. That's me, right? I'm the editor, where it tells you you're going to need a dictionary, or at least access to something where you can, oh, I left my necklace, something where you can look up some definitions. Never go past a word if you don't know the meaning. And this is legalese. So don't assume that, oh, principle means what I think it is. No, you might want to look it up. Just look it up. You might learn something. Allah willing, you will learn something. So that's that. And now, because somebody else requested it, this is in a bundle. So you can get the toolkit and the paperwork. Wait, so you get the book and the toolkit that the book was made to go with in a bundle, and you get a discount if you get both of them at the same time. There we go. All right, cool. So yeah. Oh, and this goes in line with, because I think I have an annual obsession where I pick one theme of the year and I just run with that for the whole year. And this year is revealing itself to be business, trying to get my people to set up businesses so that we can start shopping with each other. This is not to take anybody down. This is not to focus on anybody but ourselves. All right. Because I'm of the opinion we are another. I've used this analogy before. Be ready to hear it again, maybe in the future. We're those things, those humans that were plugged up in the matrix. Okay. I'm guessing the real matrix is not interested in the people that everybody's the biters. They're not interested. The matrix isn't interested in the biters. It's interested in the people that's being bitten off of. So I say we withdraw our attention, make it about ourselves, right? And just start supporting each other. Actually, support yourself. Get a product. I tell my children, anything particularly, I'm gonna be real, all right, because I grew up Nation of Islam, so I have certain views that I have not been able to shake, thank goodness, praise Allah. So anyway, my father told me a couple of things. He did not have a strong opinion of Caucasians. So one thing he told me was they don't want us living around them. It's not because we bring down the value of their property. It's because they don't want us seeing them getting into bed with their daughters. You know, you could have just said they don't want us seeing how they live, but okay, father, you're older and wiser than me, so who am I to say? That kind of thing. And then the other thing he taught us was anything those people were doing. My mother, I'm gonna juxtapose this with something my mother told me too. Anything you see pink people doing, I'm focusing on them because they are our biggest issue, right? The foreigners are an issue that the pink people brought into the country to be an issue. So I don't go for branches. I'm starting at the root. All right. So the source of most of our issues is them. All right. So my father also told me anything they can do, you know, you can do it. We all have that one. We got to work twice as hard to be considered half as good. But his thing was anything they can do, you can do. These people can't even stay out in the sun for 10 minutes. So if that's a lawyer and he can't stay out in the sun for 10 minutes and you could probably do more than just be a lawyer. I'm like, I like that. I like that. And my mother took it a step further. She was like, oh no, you're not going far enough, dear. Not only can you do what they can do, but you need to do it to the extent that they gonna try to steal it from you. And trust me, daughter, this is my mother talking from a long line of Mississippi slave women. All right. I think my grandmother was actually the child of a slave. My great grandmother, not my grandmother, my great grandmother. But anyway, my mother met her. So my mother met somebody who sat with slaves. Anyway, and she's still alive. She was like, not only can you do what they can do, you can do it better, right? Just because of who you are. Because why do you think they try to keep you out of everything, right? Because as soon as we show up, we dominate. And don't forget, if they could have, they would have had us giving their birth to their children. That's how weak these people. This is who you're dealing with. This is what my mother said. My father, it's like weird. They were both Leos, but he was the more like coddling one, and she was the more like, this is what they really need to know. That kind of thing. She was the realist. I'll put it like that. She was definitely the realist. All right. The realist, not the realist, but I guess she was that too, but she was a realist. And but yeah. Anyway, set up your businesses. And I'm doing my part by encouraging Moors to set up their businesses. All right. I'm not just doing this just to push my wares, right? You can figure this out, but here, right? It's a springboard to help you get started because maybe that's all you need is to get started. But another initiative I'm running right now is Moorish Mondays. Kudos, thank you, gratitude to those who supported and took great advantage of the first Moorish Monday. You know, I appreciate y'all because I had to make two trips to the mailbox because there was so much stuff. I was geeked. I'm like, yeah, hey, Islam, what's up? Islam to all of y'all. Appreciate y'all. And to those who will see this later, appreciate you too. But anyway, so the first Moorish Monday was this past Monday. And it was such a success. I'm like, nah, I'm doing this every Monday up until Prophet's Day. What a great chance for Moors to have a whole month to shop with a Moor to buy gifts for our Moorish holiday. You do know we have a holiday coming up too. This is like the season of celebration. Everybody got something going on. Moors do too. Moors have Prophet's Day, right? And considering how scattered our stuff is, we are bringing all the pieces together, and the ones that don't fit, everybody's adjusting and making it fit. So I'm giving you my take on what Prophet's Day is. It's pretty cool. So Prophet's Day, Noble Drew Ali, he gave Moors instructions to use his birthday, January 8th, as the Moorish Christmas. Okay. I grew up Nation of Islam, like I said, Muslim. We didn't have any holidays. Okay. I understand it now, but I didn't understand it as a child, watching these children get Christmas, getting Easter baskets. I grew up in Chicago in the 80s. So yeah, the boomers like to show off. What else did they get? They would get birthday parties, Halloween. We weren't allowed to celebrate Halloween, all that stuff. My mother did cook for Thanksgiving, but that was about it, right? And the only time we ever got gifts was on our birthday. So I'm quite thankful to the prophet for saying, yeah, give the European his religion back and all this practice, heathenistic, my part is heathen practices. My word is heathen, okay? But we need to have something. You got to bribe the babies a little bit, and they deserve it, right? You got to bribe them a little bit. So we have our Moorish Christmas, which we celebrate on January 8th. I call it Prophet's Day. And the prophet put on our membership card, the first ID printed in the United States. I don't know what I just kicked. Anyway, printed in the United States. That was the first identification card was through the Moorish Science Temple of America. How cool is that? So anyway, not a draft card, an identification card. That was the first one. Like, that represent, like, made sure that it indicated you were part of a government type of thing. So, on our card, it says we honor all the true and divine prophets. I might be having it wrong because I haven't looked at it in a while. Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, and Muhammad. If that's right. Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, and Muhammad. I think that's right. All true and divine prophets. Because if you notice, there was nothing wrong with the other people's stuff, but he listed the monotheistic prophets. Okay. So Prophet's Day. Some more say, oh, it's the Moorish Christmas, like he said. Oh, that's just for the prophet. No. How about we celebrate all the prophets? I think I brought this up last year. How there's no holiday to celebrate all of the prophets. Every religion they have a celebration acknowledging who brought their religion to them, their prophet. I understand that. But Moors honor all the true and divine prophets. So it's like, nah, thank you, Drew Ali, for instructing us to honor all of them. So on your birthday, we'll honor all the divine prophets. And if you need to get a good deal, every Monday up until January 5th, I think that's the last Monday I'm going to do it. Up until January 5th, every Monday, I'm going to be putting some special up. This past week, I think it was 25% off. Like I said, some people took advantage of it. All right. Very smart. Because some of that stuff in that shop is not cheap. Because it's valuable. And once you get it, I know I'll never see you again. It's one of those things. It's like, let me write up your trust. You're going to pay about $900 for that because you can use that and template it. So yeah, you got to pay up front. All right. And that's 10 years of my life in that paperwork. Salam alaikum. Appreciate that. Beautiful. Stop. Appreciate that too. So anyway, but yeah, Moors need to start their own businesses. And the time is right because, our pink colonial cave beast occupier and his collaborators are beefing. Everybody's at each other's neck while we sitting back here drinking lemonade, tea, and enjoying some popcorn. So what else? I covered that. Moorish Monday. This is coming back in stock. Yes, I have my notes because why? I respect your time. 15 minutes in, I'm good. Oh, like I said, I got a bundle where you can get the book and the toolkit that the book is breaking down. You can get that as a bundle and at a discount. Get both of them at a discount. I don't have a picture of it with me. Boy. You're going to have to go online and look at it on my website. I have a new pen coming out, the Moorish Watchdog Elephant Pen. So, the prophet left a prophecy that said the watchdog of the Moors isn't a dog, it's an elephant, right? And a lot of Moors have their theories about what it is. Some people say it's the Republican Party. I'm like, maybe it was the one back when in his day, but I don't think so. If we're talking about somebody or something that's supposed to be protecting the Moors, I'm going to presume that it's the Moorish brothers. Okay. I brought out like 3 pins, at least two pins for the Moorish sisters and a button. And I'm like, so where's the brother stuff? Right. I wish I had a picture of it. Hold on. Risky! Risky! Can you bring me my phone off my bed, please? Yes, my son's name is Risky. RIZQ. It means the self-sufficient. It's a real name. Go look it up. RIZQ. And if you are a Nuwapian, greetings. I don't even have to tell you who Risky is. All right. Come on. Move your booty. Come on. Quick. Oh, dang. Cats fleeing. Fleeing before you. Thank you, Sunsort. Appreciate that. All right. So thank you, Risky. Gallery. Come on. Be cool. Oh, here we go. All right. So coming soon. Ooh, and I did all that. Okay, there we go. So there's that's it. And it's already been ordered. Okay. And you can go on the website. Oh, can I get it in here? If you can't see it, oh, there we go. A little bit. Dang. Can I turn it down? If you can't see it, like I said, it's on my website. You can pre-order it. And I already placed the order for it, and they told me that they would be in. Oh, you kind of see it. There you go. They told me, there you go. That's the elephant, okay? And as you can see, he has the star and crescent because he's protecting the nation, women and the children, all right? That does not exclude the brothers because you all are our sons, yes or no. Not sunning you, but you're protecting the future. So the elephant is that guard dog, the man, star and crescent, woman and child. All right, so that's my gift to y'all, brothers. And if you want to get it, it's in my shop. It'll be on TikTok when they come in because you know how TikTok is. They don't let you have stuff out of stock or whatever. Oh, you got to have it shipped off at a certain amount of time, or they do all this stuff. It's like, oh, it's so dystopian. I don't like it. It's like, is this what it's like in China? I don't like it. You know, I use it for what I can use it for, but yeah, I don't like it. Anyway, so that's there. In the print shop, because I got into it. I got a new service. I'm bringing back a service, the print shop, where I put out books. Okay. This is my thing in life. I love this, putting books together, right? I have the entire Creative Cloud, Adobe Creative Suite, right? Where I use, what do I use? InDesign, Photoshop, of course, Illustrator. What else do they have up in there that I use? I think that's it, just for books. InDesign, Photoshop, and Illustrator. Yeah, and I use all that to put the books together. And now they got AI out, so I can actually tweak the images even faster and help correct stuff. So I'm revamping that. And I got into it with somebody earlier this week because he's starting himself an AI business, right? Where he's telling, he's telling people go onto Amazon and do a search for what's trending, right? Like a print book that's trending. And then copy down the subject and all that stuff. And then he's like, don't play. I don't think he's encouraging plagiarism, but this is pretty scumbag. This is a level of scumbaggery that I got to call out because it's just despicable. Go find the trending print books. And then he was like, copy something and then copy the URL and plug it into ChatGPT and tell it to write you a similar ebook, right? And then go back and tweak it and make 10 more ebooks on that same subject and then upload that to KDP as ebooks. And I'm like, see, this is exactly why I buy print books, because it's like music today versus music from when I was growing up. When I was growing up, every song was a hit. It had to be because you had to like have talent, probably had to dance too. because of how much it costs to produce that. All the effort that went into that. The whole thing had to be good. Compared to folks who just gotta that's the literature that's coming out now. So yeah, I just called them. I just put them on blast. Like, yeah, this is exactly why I buy print books, because it's too hard for you. What do I call him? AI slop jockeys. Don't be that guy. I'm gonna trademark that. AI slop jockeys. Hey, you heard it here first. Trademarking, claiming that I'm the first one. Slop jock. AI slop jockeys. Okay. Anyway, and he came back and it's like, no, you said paper books, not paperbacks. You see, that's why you want a human. Oh, I got a sale. Islam, whoever just did that. That's why you want a human to do that, because AI ain't gonna say no mess like paper books. It's gonna say paperback. And did AI respond for you? I feel like I need to ask. I'm still waiting to hear back. That was a couple of days ago. So anyway, I have a print shop. So if you actually do have a book like this, I don't even care. I'm just saying, don't do that. I'm not saying don't use AI. Use it to help you, not to. And it was a Hindu dude, of course. I'm like, of course. So use it as a tool to help you write faster. Use it to help you proof. Use it to help you edit. And then use me to help you bring it into the real world. All right. Because that part is a lot more involved, because you actually got to go, okay. For instance, I use Ingram Spark. You can also print through Amazon, but the stipulations for print books for KDP are not the same for Ingram. KDP actually asks you for more. It's crazy, right? And then it's the ISBN. It's like, okay, if you use it somewhere else, you can't use it on Amazon, but you can shop it all over the place. So any book printer, if don't use Amazon, but Amazon's, you need to know stuff like that. That's what I'm here for. So if you go on the site, I have that service. I will not publish it. My job is just to help you get it into a physical form, and you take it from there. All the details on site at califamedia.works. Print shop. It's an option right there in the menu, print shop. Okay. So news. Beautiful. I'm going to run through this. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So news. The 3 topics I'm going to cover this week. The headlines are: cancel the balloons. No ceremony for you. Somalis down bad. Not regular bad. Bad. Okay. And first step out the hole, stop digging. That's your first step to get out the hole. Stop digging. All right, so first, weekly news. I know y'all love weekly news. Here we go. So first one, cancel the balloons, no ceremony for you. Naturalization ceremonies are presented as affirmations of belonging, complete with flags, anthems, and scripted remarks, celebrating inclusion. Behind the symbolism, however, is a process that is discretionary, not declaratory, often requiring years to navigate before an applicant is even eligible to attend a swearing-in ceremony. I'm going to get to why I'm reading this. Naturalization does not recognize an inherent status. It grants one, and that distinction has become more visible as policy priorities shift. In recent months, federal agencies have tightened eligibility and review standards for applicants from certain countries, with heightened scrutiny reported for nationals of Somalia, Afghanistan, Yemen, Syria, and Eritrea, among others, flagged for fraud risk, security concerns, or limited diplomatic cooperation. I guess that's why Afghanistan, because I'm like, you're not letting them get sworn in and you brought them over here? It's because the Afghans aren't cooperating. So I'm presuming. So anyway, these changes stem from administrative decisions rather than new legislation, layered onto an already lengthy process that commonly spans 5 to 10 years, including residency requirements, background checks, interviews, and repeated documentation reviews. Applicants from these regions now face extended vetting delays and, in some cases, effective exclusion from naturalization ceremonies, regardless of long-term residence or prior compliance. I brought that up because did this even talk about it? I didn't see it in there yet. Oh, okay. So anyway, I brought that up because the Trump administration, it just made the news a couple of days ago. Some people showed up for their naturalization ceremony, which is already a fraud. I already made a post about that. How all this naturalization, the word is tripped out. Because actually, I was like, am I tripping? Let me ask this robot what do you think. So I asked AI, what do you think about this? And it's like, no, you're on the right track because it's an oxymoron. It would make sense that the only people who could naturalize somebody would be the people natural to that land. So it's all fraud. It's all fraud. So you got a bunch of pink colonial cave beasts saying that you foreigners can't be part of this country. He can't. What makes you see how it's like laughable, the whole thing. But I think it's funny, right? And that's why tonight's presentation is called Covenants and Curses. All right. Because how did you even get over here and stay over here as a non-citizen long enough, 5 to 10 years of a vetting process? You had to stay here the whole time. How are you able to do that unless you are a collaborator with the people giving us our problem, i.e. the pink colonial cave beast? I need to make that into a t-shirt. So speaking of covenants, remember when you make a deal with the devil, and curses, the ones that's coming off of us. I don't know how y'all life going. I'm not sure if I just want the Moors to pay attention. FBA, Solon, Nuwapians, our people, right? Copper skinned original Americans. How everybody is flipping out and stressing out. And you're just sitting there looking like, what's going on? Why are you stressing? Is it really that bad? No, it's not. It's really not that bad. If it was you, you'd be like, I would love to have this problem. But since it's them, they can't deal. Like, I can't go on vacation this year. Okay. I'm a anesthesiologist. I make 6 figures and I'm gonna have to sell one of my sports cars. Why? How bad is your you see what I mean? It's first world problems, but it's like it's escalating because they're losing their children to go along with it. But my thing is, I'm wondering if all of this targeting of certain groups. Oh, I forgot to print out my thing, but I can show it to y'all. I'm about to sell something, okay? Because I'm wondering if all this stuff that's going on with these foreigners being targeted is a result of pink colonial cave beast frustration, right? They know their time is up. Even if they don't know it concisely, they have a feeling that something's not right, right? It's just something is off. Why is nothing working out anymore? Because the curses have switched. That's our part. And now, how do I deal with that frustration when accountability is not even in my vocabulary unless I'm talking about somebody else, right? These people don't want to be accountable for jack. So rather than deal with the sins of my ancestors the way I made these Moors deal, the curse of Ham, even though we're Shem, all right? I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to pop a few pills and I'm going to target these illegals because the so-called black folks are boring. They don't even care no more, right? They're just not paying attention. Do you see how taking away our attention is affecting the whole country just because we're not paying attention to these people? And now they're turning on each other. We're not doing anything, right? And the part I find bad. Yeah. The part I find hilarious is like, so Becky, Brad, and Biff are causing you 9 levels of hell. And you talking about the black folks are the problem. Why won't we help you? Well, I could be here all day with a list to let you know why I shouldn't help you, but I'm the wrong person to talk to. We don't even need to have this conversation. But I do have something I will be saying to you. I have a fundraiser coming up. Like I said at the beginning, I run a charity, Mercy Charities. We actually have our meeting tomorrow, our board meeting. I'm going to run one fundraiser because I've been so swamped this year. We've done no fundraisers. I think we might have done one earlier this year. That was it. So we're getting ready to do another one. It's the Sheik's Travel Fund, where the next Moorish meetup, Allah willing, will be in Washington, D.C. in time for the I want to go for the cherry blossoms. We'll be doing a whole bunch of stuff, but it's like, where do we want to be there? I want to be there to see those cherry blossoms. It's like I can either go all the way to Japan or I can go to DC. And then the other brothers, they like, we want to do it for the solstice. Maybe I might be able to do it both, but we'll see how it goes, right? So the fundraiser is to help a sheik who, like how you have a central person there. It's like this who we coming to see. And they have a sheik in mind that they want to bring there. And I'm like, cool, sheiks shouldn't have to pay their own way. They should get honorariums. Maybe they can get reimbursed at least. They get an honorarium for showing up, right? For being the draw. So the next fundraiser, be on the look out a lot. Always putting stuff on my plate. A lot willing it'll be out before the 8th, before Drew Ali's birthday, where I will be selling these. Can you see that? Okay, cool. And no matter where you are, you can see this, or you can, it's on Instagram, it's on YouTube, it's all over the place. I will be selling ice bingo cards, right? Since these foreigners think we a problem, I'm about to be a problem. All right. So I made this months ago because I was just joking around. It's like, I got a minute. I'm taking a break between some other stuff. So I'm about to make this card. And I'm like, oh, look at that. Fast forward about 6 months. And now I can sell this for a small donation that will be you. We are this company, not all of my businesses, but the charity is a 501c3 where I actually got to tell people, I got to report my stuff. So no, this is not a scam. I am not the Frederick Douglass. I'm not Umar, right? My stuff is legit. All right. So anyway, Ice Bingo, I will be setting that up as a fundraiser to help fund our Sheik's honorarium so he can join us in DC. And it's probably going to be like $500. No big deal, right? Not for asking not the card. We're trying to raise like $500. Nothing serious, right? So anyway, so that's there. And if you didn't see, Somali's on that list. So anyway, where am I? All right, cool. Let me get through this. Somali's down bad. Here we go, because there's a few things. And this one goes into the first step to getting out of the hole is to stop digging. So the first part 1. Somali's down bad. These cases, the cases, you all know, if you don't know, I'm like, man, how do you not know what's going on with these Somalis? Because I need to practice what you're doing. All right. I want to be out the loop like you. So no, I'm not joking. It's like, wow, I'm jealous. So anyway, if you aren't aware, the Somalis are being caught up with all this fraud, stealing grant money. And of course, first thing so-called Black folks said is, who's the pink cave beast that helped them do this? You can't just hop off a boat and barely speak the language and don't know how this place works, and you getting all this grant money. I filled out government grants. Only reason I was able to do it is because I know how to write books. All right. A government grant is basically a story with a budget. All right. For real. So how did you do that? And you just got off the boat. You fresh off the boat. Well, you off the boat. All right. So anyway, so this jumps into that with all, and now they discover they're doing the same thing, not only in Minnesota, I think in Michigan and in Ohio, and they still looking. I'm wondering what triggered this. I got to look it up. So anyway, these cases, some involving tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in misused public funds, have prompted broader audits and heightened scrutiny of nonprofit operations and benefit recipients connected to Somali community networks. Authorities emphasize that the enforcement actions target specific conduct through the ripple effects, though ripple effects have resulted in increased monitoring and immigration consequences beyond those directly charged. Abroad, this is going past the United States. Check this out if you haven't heard it. Abroad, Ghana has taken steps to resist or remove certain foreign nationals, including Somalis, following concerns over overstays, undocumented business activity, and identification verification challenges. Ghanaian officials have framed the actions as enforcement of an existing immigration law, just like here, rather than nationality-based targeting. But measures have drawn regional attention as West African states reassess migration controls. That's West Africa. In East Africa, these mugs down bad. In East Africa, U.S. consular officials have reported strain on visa processing in Kenya, where large numbers of Somali applicants seek U.S. visas due to limited consular access in Somalia itself. So arrogant, so proud of what? The volume of Somali applications from Kenya has contributed to longer wait times and increased scrutiny, complicating access for Kenyan nationals applying through the same post. U.S. officials have acknowledged the bottleneck as a logistical challenge tied to regional instability rather than Kenyan applicants themselves. So they're not just causing problems here. These people, whoa, where did they come from? You mean this is what's been around the whole time? I got to do my chart. What's going on? I gotta look at the astrology. Oh, a bunch of planets. I think it's all the planets are moving from fire and earth, right? Let me comfort you and bury some stuff and moving into air and fire. Air is communication. Fire is purification. Because I'm like, what is going on? You mean this didn't just happen right now? Why is it all coming out all at once like this? Dang. And it continues. So that goes into the next step. So y'all messing up here. Ghana don't want you. Kenya don't want you. So what's your response? Demand a Somali National Heritage Month in June. You're going to love this. As a Moor and as somebody who is not from Texas, I don't care about Juneteenth. Okay? I think it's messed up because y'all didn't ask the rest of us if we wanted June to celebrate when Texas found out. All right. Maybe I want to celebrate when the people in Florida found out. Maybe I want to celebrate when those people in the 60s in Mississippi, 1960s. Yes, my mother grew up around slaves. They still had slaves up in those backwoods. Okay. Maybe I want to celebrate that. So anyway, I can't help but notice that. So anyway, so all this stuff going on, and your response is y'all need to celebrate us. Y'all don't like us. We need a holiday. Based on what? All our contributions. Check this out. Recent remarks from the Trump administration emphasizing stricter immigration enforcement have coincided with renewed efforts by Somali advocacy groups to establish an official Somali Heritage Month in June. Organizers cite cultural recognition and demographic growth as the basis for the proposal, though the timing has generated controversy because June already includes Juneteenth, a federally recognized observance, marking the end of chattel slavery in the United States. And then Juneteenth wasn't like last year or 2 years ago, the first time it was actually celebrated. And y'all trying to settle like dust or scum. You're trying to settle on an already established holiday. Yep. Then wonder why folks don't want you around. Critics argue that positioning a newly proposed Heritage Month alongside Juneteenth risks overshadowing a commemoration rooted in centuries of enslavement, segregation, and civil rights struggle experienced by a population whose presence in the country predates modern immigration systems. They note that Juneteenth is not a generic cultural celebration, but a historical marker tied directly to the formation of American law, labor, and identity. Law, labor, and identity, none of which has anything to do with a foreign country, aka Somalia. All right. So, it continues. Several non-immigrant descendant Black American commentators, scholars, and community leaders have publicly pushed back, questioning both the timing and the framing of the proposal. Some have emphasized that recognition should not come at the expense of an existing federal observance, while others have called for clearer distinction between immigrant heritage celebrations and foundational American historical events. All right. Somali organizers maintain that their proposal is not intended to jeopardize or diminish Juneteenth, but the debate has underscored ongoing tensions around recognition, historical precedents, and how cultural observances are added to an already crowded national calendar. Now, here's the funny part. Now that they in trouble, they coming out talking about they Black. I'm Black. Ilhan Almo. Yeah, we Black people been being up. So if you Black, what you need a Somali Heritage Month for? You already got Juneteenth. What's wrong with y'all? Oh, that's right. Inbreeds with an average IQ of 67. I don't need to make stuff up. The truth defends itself. Anyway, that's that for that. So, real quick, I'm about to hop off this thing. Covenants and curses. All right. So, like I said before, the curses endured by the Moors are switching. I know they're switching for me. Those suffering most from the switch, I just wrote this down so I wouldn't forget it because it was like, oh, as I was going through these stories, I just had to write some feelings down. So anyway, those suffering, okay, so the curses endured by the Moors are switching. And those suffering most from this switch are those who have made a covenant with the tools, who have made a covenant to be the tools to carry out our curse. No, they've made a covenant with the tools to carry out our curse. So Moors are cursed, right? We're going through a curse. The tool to carry out that curse has been the pink colonial cave beast. Fight me. All right. And if you're not from here, the continental US, don't say nothing. All right. So the tool, the pink colonial cave beast, every time it looks like we're about to make some headway, they bring some more people in to get in our way. The first time, it was all those boats from Europe. Okay. So, but we're the ones that came over on boats. First, it was those boats from Europe. Then in the 60s, right when they were supposed to be giving us all these set-asides, loans to set up businesses in our communities. What happened then? Here come all the ones from the East, all the Asians and the Hindus and all that stuff. And they got those set-asides. Okay. So our tool had a tool. Here's the thing that these conspirators, these foreign conspirators don't know. And this is how I know they're not from here. Just like these Somalis. I love it. I don't know if you've been seeing it about Minnesota was promised to us. Minnesota was promised to us. When they say that, I see them as joking. They're trolling. That's what I'm seeing. Maybe they're serious, but I'm like, no, they're trolling. They like trying to make this like the Israeli thing. Ha ha, get it. But I'm just like, you can't play with certain people like that. I know you don't know this because you're not from here. And this is how I know you're not from here. This is how I know you will probably be safer back in Somalia, even if they do still have that war going on. You do not know who you're messing with, foreigners. These pink beasts, I keep calling them beasts for a reason. All right? They do not need a reason to blow you away. They don't even need an excuse. And you're giving them both. These people sleep in the woods. They have their children eat beating hearts of animals they just killed. They give their sons guns. They have baby-sized guns, baby-sized camo onesies. Do you understand no, you don't. That's why you running your mouth like this. But you keep right on ahead. Because I want all y'all gone. And my thing is, wow, thank you for taking care of that problem for me. These fools got to come see y'all. They're threatening Marjorie Taylor Greene right now. They're sending this woman death threats, okay? Because she said, I don't want to work for Trump no more. That's all she said. I ain't working for him no more. That's one of their own. What you think they got for you? And you look too much like us. Not enough, because y'all, woo, the inbreeding is clear. All right. Anyway, your skin is close enough. These people have an offense. They don't even like Italians. All right. Because they're too dark. But whatever. Y'all so smart with your 67 IQ. Good luck with that. But my thing is, you got to remember with these people, and I'm giving this one up to Professor Black True. He's just amazing. I love his presentation style. And he always saying it. The dominant society, when they're done with their tools, they break their tools. And they love a prank that takes a long time to pay off. How long y'all been over here just getting away with stuff? And now they like, go on, drop that net. We got plenty. We got more than enough. But have heart. They about to leave too. And I'm about to tell y'all why. Okay? 9, this is a brief list. And I'm about to wrap it up with this. 9 indicators of, how can I put this? Empires come, empires go. The smart ones take themselves down for a while as an alchemical process, honors to Bobby Hemmett. They take themselves down purposely as an alchemical process, or they take themselves out of it and then they come back later. So if you're wondering, how were those Egyptians able to last as long as they did? How was Tamaray Kemet able to last as long as it did? Kemet lasted because it wasn't based on one family. It was based on different families going through different dynasties. Does that make sense? There was always an alchemical process where something fails so something could rise. The Moors are going through it right now because the dragons, the ones who set up all those pale, pink cave beast harems and ruined everything. All right. The dragons messed it all up, and the phoenixes have taken. We're going through the curse that the phoenixes were like, if we don't do this, we're going to disappear because we deserve to disappear. My theory is, I'm wondering if what we're watching these Caucasian colonists do in the United States is how we lost our power. Were we acting like that? Not all of us, because a lot of us were running around naked just enjoying paradise. But the ones who are engaging in international, they were setting up harems, right? They were like going into villages and just like, okay, who can collect the most heads? Our people, we did a whole, that's the other thing. I forgot to announce that. Tomorrow, at Moorish Hall of Learning, we'll be doing a Moorish film study on the island of Dr. Moreau. And we actually did, the first one was that Star Trek The Next Generation episode Code of Honor from 1987, where it was just the Moors. And I'm just like, this depiction, I can see us acting just like that. And I can see us being in the position we're in right now because we were acting just like that. And yes, it involved a cave Becky. Yes, it did. So anyway, I'm going to read off a list of 9 things. There's probably more. But, Minnesota, I'm sorry for you. Oh, well, opportunities. You might want to start looking around, find out what the Somalis are doing, like a daycare. If you can get with a sister and set up a daycare. I'm just saying, because they about to have to leave. So anyway, I brought up 9. I asked ChatGPT, ChatGPT and Gemini, both of y'all give me a brief list of all the historical indicators of the fall of empires, not kingdoms. I want to know about empires, right? Because I know there's been patterns, because they come and they go, and there's always stuff that sticks out. So they both bring me a list. I'm like, cool, put both of these lists together and combine them into 9 points that I can cover briefly. So briefly, number 1, this is in no particular order, I don't think. Number 1, political fragmentation and leadership decay. Repeated power struggles, short-sighted rulers, and fractional infighting weaken central authority and paralyze decision-making. Number 2, elite corruption and institutional capture. Ruling classes prioritize personal enrichment through graft and favoritism, hollowing out governance and public trust. Number 3, economic breakdown and fiscal mismanagement. Any of this sounding familiar yet? Excessive military spending, inflation, taxation pressure, and wealth concentration push state finances towards collapse. All right. The last time this happened in the United States was 1929, at the end of the Gilded Age. The Gilded Age. We're in another one. And what year is fast approaching? Anyway, number 4, territorial overextension and administrative failure. Empires expand beyond their ability to govern effectively, resulting in slow response times and loss of peripheral control. All right. Number 5, the decline in military cohesion and effectiveness. Dependence on mercenaries, reduced citizen participation, because they're taking fat boys in the army now, and resource strain erode defensive capacity. That's a big one. Okay, number 6, social disintegration and loss of civic identity. Inequality and cultural fragmentation dissolve shared obligations, weakening cooperation and collective defense. Number 7, external pressures. Number 7, external pressure exploiting internal weakness. External pressure exploiting internal weakness. Border incursions and invasions succeeded not by strength alone, but by exploiting internal instability. Remember when all those foreigners were just coming across that the border when Biden was in charge? right? Taking advantage of all that instability and confusion. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. Anyway, and now look what we got. Number 8, demographic and environmental stressors, population imbalance, disease, climate shifts, or resource depletion overwhelm already strained systems. So the resource thing ain't gonna be no issue here. This is the richest country on earth, resource-wise, really is. We got every environment here. It's crazy. So number 9, illusion of permanence and one of my favorite one. Number 9, if it's going in and out, it's because my internet is janky. Illusion of permanence and resistance to reform. Empires empires delay necessary adaptation due to belief in their own inevitability, reforming only after decline becomes irreversible. So every colony in history has fallen. Even who is that? The Mongols. Okay. They all Mongolia reached what? All the way to Italy, I think. They got far. Where the Mongols now? History is a trip. So I wanted to I'm gonna have to finish up with this: the external pressure and exploiting internal weakness part. Okay, and I'm gonna be done. So, okay, cool. That's it. External pressures. I'm expanding on the external pressures, exploiting internal weakness. Refers to moments when population inflows, whether voluntary or forced, intersect with unresolved internal fractures, allowing stress points to compound rather than integrate. Like, okay, we already got a bunch of poor people that's trying to improve their condition, and here you come getting in the middle of that. Okay. Historically, migrations alone do not destabilize states. Breakdown occurs when institutions lack coherence, legitimacy, or capacity to absorb newcomers in an orderly, lawful, and economically rational way. In the United States, immigration pressures are intensified by internal contradictions, unclear national identity, because there's too many dang foreigners here. Unclear national identity, inconsistent enforcement, politicized institutions, and a long-standing gap between labor demand and legal pathways for entry. These weaknesses create incentives for irregular migration while simultaneously undermining public confidence in governance. Border systems become symbolic battlegrounds rather than functional mechanisms, and policy oscillates with electoral cycles rather than long-term planning. When enforcement is selective or contradictory, the result is not humanitarian relief or economic efficiency, but institutional erosion. Oh yeah, just say you're seeking asylum, even though it ain't no war going on in your country. Now nobody gets it. Get it? Good for you. States and municipalities absorb costs unevenly, labor markets are distorted, and communities are placed into competition rather than cooperation. External actors, including cartels, trafficking networks, and foreign governments, adapt quickly to these inconsistencies, exploiting loopholes faster than the reforms can close them. Historically, such dynamics accelerate decline not because newcomers are inherently destabilizing, but because the state signals an inability to define, enforce, and uphold its own boundaries, legal or cultural. Moors could take a lesson from this. We need to be doing that too, setting up boundaries. I'm gonna tell you why in a second. Over time, this weakens sovereignty, fiscal stability, and social trust. Conditions that external pressures merely expose rather than create. If useful, nope, that's that. I brought that up about the border thing because I was just scrolling through TikTok, like, let me see what's going on, what the young folks talking about. And somebody was talking, they were talking about the FBA. It was an FBA conversation. And it was some African up in there talking about y'all a waste of skin, blah, blah, blah. Y'all stupid. You always switch it. You know, the same old nonsense they be talking about. You know, they're experts on that which they do not know. And he basically said, y'all can't even claim this country. First of all, you're not the real indigenous. That's one. And then two, this land is just free for anybody to come here. All the foreigners agreed that we could just share this. Back to the boundaries part. My response, your turn. Where you from? We need to set that. Now it's your turn to be the host. Where you from? I'm talking to all of y'all foreigners. Enough. You're right. This was the world oasis. Everybody came here and got a piece. We're done hosting. Who's next? Who's the next host? Right? Right? Khadijah can't hold the party. She can't hold the party at her house every year. Who's the host this year? And with that, thank you, Moors. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget, support them more. I didn't support, like, sell none of this stuff. Whatever. I'm going to go through real quick if y'all want to see it. I got stickers. Let me see if I can get this thing to work. How you pin this? All right, cool. There we go. That pin? Yeah. I got stickers. Like I said, for the little girls. Oh, this is in the print shop too. So if you're a Moor and you want your stuff printed quality, because that's another thing I'm pushing Moors into setting up businesses, because everybody is here to get over. All right. If you slap certified Moors, I'm a Moor on my stuff, people gonna gravitate to you. Because I tell my children all the time, Moors have relics. Everybody else got ruins. All right. Our stuff is made to last because we love our children. I know I do, right? So don't forget what else we got. Turban book, setting up boundaries, because there's a Moorish turban. This was interesting. I really like this one because have y'all noticed the Somalis, they have, let me bring her up. She's so pretty. I gotta send her an email and just tell her, you know what? I was just telling everybody how pretty you are. Anyway, the Somalis they wear hijab, right? Have you noticed Ilhan Omar is like the only Somali you ever see in a Moorish turban? Have y'all noticed that? I have. I'm just saying. They think they slick. Pirates, what you expect? I ain't got nothing against pirates. You know, the Moors were supposedly pirates. Don't forget, we got sodomy. Do I have that up in here? You can only get it through, where is it? Oh, using the wrong one. You can only get isonomy through Califa Media. Like I said, because now it's cheaper because I'm selling it in-house, because they would just charging me too dang much to sell this book, which is like, I guess there's a point to that. So yeah, this is the one that Kush is always teaching from. I'm trying to get him to sell it on his TikTok shop. But anyway, and I got Qurans. Yeah, hardcover Qurans. Let me see. Do I have that in here? I'm just going through, y'all. You know, I appreciate y'all. Yeah, hardcover Qurans. And all of this is in shop, right? And don't forget, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it. Moorish Mondays, every Monday up until January 8th. I think the last one is January 5th. Every Monday, I'm going to have something up there. So you might want to check it. CalifaMedia.com or CalifaMedia.works. Okay. Works is it's the store. .com is like the product descriptions and all that stuff. So that's there. All right. Oh, and it'll be on TikTok too. All right. I think that's it. Oh, and don't forget the torch. That's it. Let me not. Finally found one. Do I have it in here? Yeah, there we go. You know, it's time to start distinguishing ourselves. You know what I mean? It's like, so everybody want to be black in 2025. All right, y'all can have it. I'm not black. Y'all stupid. You don't know what you setting yourself up for. Take my nationality, please. Have you not seen what happens because we've been calling ourselves black? You can have my portion too. It's all yours. But so that folks know that I'm not with you, I'm just saying. Okay. I think I told the story about a guy approached me under a viaduct, and I'm like, I'm just ready. I'm from Chicago. I'm really like, what? And then he opened his shirt and had on this medallion. Like, oh, what is that? Sweet brother Noomsy. Yeah, I'm gonna bite something. Actually, I'm not biting off the Africans because that was Eddie Murphy. So I'm out. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you, Moors. I'm about to close this out. You know, that's 58 minutes. All right. Yeah. Thank you. And I will see y'all maybe Tuesday, because I was supposed to come on here last Tuesday because I want to cover I did some research on how these immigrant groups have been able to move the way they have. I know cheating is involved. I'm aware of that. Okay. but you have to work with each other. So how are they doing that? How they applying unity? All right, and there's actually like actual like studies out about it. Of course they are, because Caucasians got to be in everybody business because they try to make sure you're not doing to them what they doing to you. And with that, I'm out. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you again for joining. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget about Moorish Monday. Make your meetings, and there's a Saturday film study. Details are at certifiedmoorish.org/temple finder. And with that, I'm good. I'm about to go make some tacos. I like tacos. All right, Moors, peace and love. And bye-bye, y'all. All right. And there. All right, cool. Oh, end. Whatever.